Hey guys, how y'all doing? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new episode of Chain Chronicle Haecceitas no Hikari, or you could call it Chain Chronicles The Light of Haecceitas, or however you want to say it, on episode 2. Now, this episode right here, I'm pretty sure a lot of people could be very salty still if they do not understand the story or even play the game. Like I said, this is a very complicated series to understand if you have never, if this is your first time watching it. Even for me, if I were a new audience, I would be very confused and might be very salty about it and go like, what the heck is going on? But because I played the game and understand the story very well, I would know what's going on. Although this thing is going on an original route, which is okay. I actually like it. It's not too bad, you know? As a former player and the guy who likes the game very much, I would know. So yeah, I can understand why a lot of people will be salty or be dropping the series already or give it a low score because they don't know what the hell is going on. But if anything else, let's just get this started. Okay, at the beginning of the episode, we have to it that Yuri and Alam ends up having a little small talk with each other, you know? And except he ends up faints from exhaustion or something, you know, that kind of thing. Eventually, Aram does awake, and they end up having a little small talk. Everyone eats dinner, and it seems like Aram seems to like Fina's cooking, while everyone else seems to be a little disgusted. And I go like, I don't know, man. I thought in the game, I thought her cooking was great, but I guess they might have changed it a bit, though. That could be a different case. Though there's a problem after what's been going on, you know. The Chain Chronicle that Fina's holding goes berserk a bit, and some parts of the land turns black. And because of this, everything seems to be very bad. Because the Black King has half of the Chain Chronicle, it seems like it's staining certain lands black. As Fina explains, this thing is the history of the world and so forth. And like I said, this Chain Chronicle book and so forth, as I said in my last video of the recap, is very OP. Very overpowering in a certain sense. I mean, no joke. It's hard for me to explain. It really is. But I can't really give any other explanation as I still have confusions about it too. But we go to see the Black King once he had his victory and ask what about the sprite, you know? And her name is Pirika. Surprisingly enough, even though I have questions about it myself and I've been always trying to do my research on it, Pirika is like the hope or light of the world, you know? If she dies, everything else dies. So, it's really complicated and very confusing for anime only to understand why is she the special one or chosen one of being that kind of hope for everybody. Even I am confused about it, you know? Although Pirika is very special, she has an importance to it, and I'm pretty sure everyone may see her as nothing more than a pathetic character that needs to be rescued, like a damsel in distress. To me, she has very much importance, even though not because she has this thing on her being important to the world, but because I played the game and has a relation to it, Chain Chronicle, obviously, I would know that she's more than just a side supporting character to me, you know, and so forth. There was a talk between Alam and Yuri, and that thing does not go into explanations later. And I get to see some old characters here and there, you know. Although there's this girl that's with the flowers and so forth, she is very crazy. Honestly, I remember looking up on her, and she is dangerous. I'm gonna say that right now. And there's this other guy, these other two people have importance to it too, you know. And of course, we get to see everyone fighting, and of course, Aram fights as well. The only thing is, he ends up stealing mana from some guy named Burakat, I think. And he gets upset about this, and he says he'll talk to him later about this, you know. And we get to see the ability of Kain, and along with Mishida and Yuri using the chain attack. And this is very, I'm pretty sure everyone would be confused about this too. Go like, how does this even work? Those of you who played the game, such as myself, knows chain attacks. And this kind of chain attack, I seem to have a recall of how I used to play with it too, you know? And I'm pretty sure any anime only who never played the game or even watched it the first time will go like, what the hell is going on here, you know? I can't blame you for that. And eventually we have to it that Yuri explains the chain attack to Adam and says, You need to have these strong bonds with these with your friends or allies in order to achieve this thing. And I'm pretty sure everyone could be very salty about that quote right there about strong bonds. And I will explain that soon as the episode continues. There was a scene where Baraka calls Aram an idiot, and he's nothing more than a burden because he ends up stealing mana from him, and that is bad, you know? Because mana I guess you could say mana is confusing in this world, but it's like a source of power that you need to maybe fight the Black Army, you know? And the Black Army did attack the vice capital. Sorry for being a little like less on that. Although there was a scene with Yuri and Aram did have a little talk while Aram ran off while he's really upset about this. And we have to it that Yuri explains to him that because I saw you fighting, I decided not to give up. You gotta like can you join the volunteer army? Although Aram declines at first because he's better off fighting alone. Although Yuri says, you know, there are some things you can't do alone. But with your bonds of friendship, you could become stronger. And I'm pretty sure everyone is salty about this one. Could be relatable to another series or something. But for me, I think I seem to enjoy it in this series for some reason. I don't know. Maybe because like I went in depth with the game and understood it, or I'm just this kind of guy that's really stupid and simple-minded. Whatever you want to call me, okay? But I can understand why a lot of people could be salty about that. But somehow, Adam has this ability of mana of transferring to other people, you know? Instead of stealing and absorbing, he can actually transfer it to people and give them strength and power. And then there was a scene after, like, defending the Black Capital against the Vice Capital against the Black Army. Yuri announces that he wants to make a Black King Suppression Army. Even though he says that the destruction of the fate of the world awaits, I'm not going to quit and give up. I want everyone who wants to be with me and so forth could help me out. And there was a scene with like Burukato. Apparently he's injured and he has a wound that's possibly black. And that may not be a good thing because that would be more explained maybe during like the series alone. And then possibly more, you know. Besides Yuri making the army and he says he's ready to suppress the Black Army, he's not going to do this alone or something, you know. While Juliana explains to him that we should like gather some armies around the corners of the world, which I look forward to because this is where things are might be interesting for me. So I can understand a lot of people could be very, very salty about this series, may not understand it if you're the first time watching it. I can't blame you for that. Even there are a lot of themes in the series that you've seen already in the same action, crackalax, you know. But for me, I seem to have an understanding of it, you know. So if you're not too interested in watching the series, I suggest you drop it because honestly, like I don't think it's gonna be any like help to anyone else. But for me, as a guy who likes the game and was a former player of it until like last year, it shut down the global version, which I'm really upset about. I may find some fun in the series and find it like find it more exciting later. I mean, I look forward to see how this goes. Even though there's only 12 episodes, it may not fill up a lot. This may like give me some memories, and it did give me memories how I played the game and how much I loved it very, very much. So if anything else, I'll see you guys in my next video. So I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Bye bye. Toodaloo.